Imagine selling your biggest home game in decades for a quick $10 million. That's exactly what Georgia Tech did, and they're not looking back, even though this year's matchup against arch-rival Georgia could have been their most anticipated game in years. But here's where it gets controversial. Was it a smart financial move, or did they give away a golden opportunity to reignite their program's spirit? Let's dive in. The energy in Atlanta was palpable. On a crisp Saturday walk to Bobby Dodd Stadium, fans in Georgia Tech gear flooded the streets, passing by bustling fraternities, tailgates, and restaurants. Inside the stadium, the atmosphere was electric, a clear sign of a revitalized program and fan base. Receiver Clayton Powley captured it perfectly after an October win over Syracuse. It's amazing, seeing how this program has done a complete 180. It's like a full-circle moment when they're here. Yet, when Georgia arrives in Atlanta this Friday, the game won't take place at Bobby Dodd Stadium. Instead, it'll be a few miles away at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, a move that could give Georgia the home field advantage. Why? Because Georgia Tech sold the game for $10 million. And this is the part most people miss. The decision was made over a year ago by a now-departed athletic director, long before Georgia Tech's thrilling 8-overtime loss to Georgia last season, and before the Yellow Jackets emerged as college football playoff contenders this year. The hype took a hit after Georgia Tech's loss to Pittsburgh last Saturday, which all but dashed their playoff and ACC championship hopes. Still, this is a rivalry game between a 10-1 Georgia and a 9-2 Georgia Tech. So, did the home team really just give it away? New athletic director Ryan Alpert stands by the decision. You could look back and say we wish it was at Bobby Dodd, he admitted. But the facts they had at the time, and the need to invest in coach Brent Key and the program, made it the right call. Alpert wasn't involved in the original decision, but he's now in charge of allocating that $10 million, money that's helped fuel this year's success. The move was announced in October 2024, with Georgia Tech citing the need for new revenue sources. With revenue sharing on the horizon, allowing schools to pay athletes up to $20.5 million in 2025-26, the financial pressure was real. While SEC schools like Georgia could shrug off such amounts, Georgia Tech, part of the less lucrative ACC, faced lower ticket sales and donations. Former athletic director Jay Batt, now at Michigan State, saw the Mercedes-Benz offer as a financial lifeline. Ironically, things turned around quickly. Coach Key had already begun revitalizing the program, and just weeks after the game's sale, Georgia Tech upset then-no for Miami at Bobby Dodd Stadium. 3 weeks later came the epic 8-overtime game against Georgia, a loss that still injected optimism into the program. Home attendance this year has been the best in years, with Key noting, "Now we're starting to get people interested in Georgia Tech football that didn't go here." Key has publicly supported the decision, brushing off questions about the venue change. "We could go play them in Piedmont Park. I couldn't give a crap where we play." Interestingly, Georgia Tech has historically performed better against Georgia when the game isn't at Bobby Dodd Stadium. Their last win there was in 1999, while their last 4 victories came in Athens. This is a pivotal moment for Georgia Tech football. With the ACC's future uncertain beyond 2030 and quarterback Haynes King in his final year, sustaining success is critical. Alpert is focused on building a consistent, championship-level program, emphasizing recurring resources and infrastructure improvements like luxury suites. "We don't want this to be a one-year wonder," he said. The school's renewed commitment to football is evident. Since President Angel Cabrera's hiring in 2019, there's been a collective push to compete at the highest level. As alumnus Benjamin At put it, "I love Georgia Tech as an academic school, but it's a business, too. The money from athletics helps us do unbelievable things." That mindset prevented backlash over the Georgia game sale, and recent developments show progress. Mercedes-Benz approached Georgia Tech about moving next year's game against Tennessee for nearly $10 million. This time, Alpert surveyed fans, who overwhelmingly preferred keeping the game at Bobby Dodd. He declined the offer, prioritizing fan experience and home field advantage. Here's the question for you. Did Georgia Tech make the right call selling the Georgia game, or did they miss an opportunity to capitalize on their program's momentum? Let us know in the comments. This debate is far from over.